G'day. Today I've got my examiner hat on, and that's because I'm giving a mock test to one of my students. I think you can learn a lot by watching this video because I'm going to be pointing out some of the common mistakes that the candidate is making to her. And there's one really big mistake that she's making that I point out that would have a significant impact on her grade. It could influence her grade by half a band, possibly even a full band, just due to some of the sort of psychological effects that it might have on the examiner. So see if you can notice some of the mistakes that the candidate is making, but in particular that one big mistake that she's making. We cannot see. Okay, what may I know your name, please?
Yeah, you might call me Tiffany.
All right, nice to meet you, Tiffany. I'm Mike. I'm going to be your examiner today.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a mock speaking test of all three parts. Let me just turn on my recorder just for one moment, just in case your recording doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to give you a mock speaking test of all three parts. Now, before I start giving you the test, do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
Actually, no, I don't have any questions.
All right, I just need to figure out how this works. Okay, yeah, I got it going now. Okay, excellent. So let's begin with part one of the test. Let's talk about what you're doing now. Are you working or studying?
I am a student now. I am studying English at a residential school in Vietnam. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Why did you choose to study there?
Actually, before I went to University of Law, but then I dropped out of it and I didn't know what to do. So, my sister told me that I should come here and study English because English is important to everyone nowadays. So that's why I came here and study English.
Is it interesting?
Yeah, in some ways, not all of it. If it's natural, if when I studying by watching films or reading newspapers, it's great. But if I have to study, do a test, IELTS test, I hate it. It's too formal for me.
All right, thank you. Do you study better in the mornings or in the afternoons?
I am an early bird, really. Yeah. So my brain works better when I study in the morning, and so I prefer to study hard stuff like writing, IELTS writing in the morning, and so in the evening I just do something more relaxed, like watching movies and reading newspapers.
All right, thank you. Are you looking forward to working?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to graduate this school in this April. So after that, I'm looking forward to find a job that related to English. Yeah, I don't have any detailed plan for myself about what I'm gonna do, but just a job related to English.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I'll give you some feedback on those questions that I just asked you. Okay, say for me the word like. Like, yeah, that's perfect. Now, when you're saying it, sometimes it sounds like lake, like a lake, L-A-K-E.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's sounding like lake, and you're overusing this word. You're using this word a lot as a kind of filler. You're just putting it into places like you said, like I'm going to graduate. So
yeah.
You just want to say I'm going to graduate, right? When I study. So you're just using like as a word like or something like that, and then you're mispronouncing it. So you want to work on the pronunciation, and you want to stop using that word.
Okay.
You're throwing in. We call that like a filler. It doesn't have any real meaning, and it can be a negative for your score for fluency. Okay, early bird, that's really good. So that's excellent. That's high level language. You said a job. You said you wanted to get a job that related to English, that is related to English.
Okay.
A job that is related to English.
I see.
Okay, but that's a really good start so far. By the way, what score do you need to get to?
I'm looking forward to get a 6.5. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, so that's not too high. Okay, yeah. And you're studying English, so that's going to help a lot. Okay, let's move on to discuss teachers. What kinds of teachers do you like?
The type of teacher that I like is are the ones that like really considerate, really like devoted to their teaching career. Like whatever, like whenever students have some problems, they always like try their best to like figure it out for students and help them like to achieve the best they can.
Thank you. Did you have a favorite teacher at high school?
I do. I did. I had a favorite teacher. She taught me English in high school, and because you know I was good at English in high school, so like we had a lot of chances to work together. So like the more time we spend together, like the more close to get together. So that's why I really like her.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to be a teacher in the future?
That's the question that I got asked a lot of times, because but I don't actually. I don't know. I actually I have chances. I had chances to teach several times, but I don't think it's for me. Like I prefer something like to use my hands to work more than like use my head. Like I think so.
Okay. Is teaching a popular job in your country?
Yeah, I think so. It is. Like there are a lot of teachers in Vietnam, especially nowadays English teachers. Yeah, there are a lot of English teachers, but not all of them are good. So I just want them. I hope that the quality of teachers in Vietnam will be better.
All right, thank you. There's no errors in there, so that's really good. You're really not making a lot of mistakes, so that's excellent. You said, I don't think it's for me. That's like idiomatic language. That's really good, so that helps to boost your score, right? So the examiner's not only looking for mistakes, they're looking for talent, and the more you can show high-level language, the higher your score will go. Okay, I think you're doing an excellent job. Now let's talk about foreign food. Have you ever tried any foreign food?
Yeah, several times, just for several times, because you know I am studying at a residential school, so sometimes there are foreigners come to like my school like to stay, and just 1 month ago there's a couple from France. They come to like my school to stay for 2 days, and they cook some like dishes from France. And actually I didn't enjoy it so much, like because it's not as salty as Vietnam food, and like I prefer salty food. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite foreign food?
I think it's Thai food. Yeah. it's really famous, you know, and also I like it is the combination of a lot of flavors like spicy, salty, bitter, like sweet, and I just love it.
What new kinds of food have you tried recently?
Yeah, that is French food. I already said to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What kinds of foreign food are popular in your country?
I think it's Korean food. Yeah, because you know, Korea has like a great impact on Vietnamese people. Like because of social media, they have a lot of like idols, like singers, stars. So they dress like Korean people, Vietnamese young people. They dress like Korean people. They also want to eat food like Korean people. So that's why it's popular.
Thank you. Okay, so just one error in there. You said they cook some dishes from France. You want to say they cooked?
Yeah.
Past tense, right? So
like,
just wanted past tense.
I am not familiar with using past tense, so it's
all right, and it can be tricky for the pronunciation because there's 3 ways to say the ed ending. That one's cooked, but we have a d ending like played, and then we have an ed ending like started. Okay, I'll try to remember. Let me just make a note of this. I'll give you something in the feedback to help you with the pronunciation of ed ending. Okay, and that'll help you to study and work on that. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to work on that because it's kind of important, right? All right, let's move on and talk about weekends. What do you usually do at the weekend?
Like I am just a normal person, so at the weekend I usually get up later than normal. So like I usually watch movies and do housework. Like nothing special, but sometimes there is in some special occasions I go out with my friends like to grab some food for the dinner. Yeah, sometimes.
Thank you. What did you do last weekend?
Let's see. Last weekend I went to the town Giang Nghĩa Town in Đắk Nông province to help my teachers teach some children English. Yeah, and it's kind of a memorable experience. Though I don't like teaching, but it's like useful for me. Like it makes me more patient.
Okay, thank you. What do you plan to do next weekend?
Next weekend, so I think the children are gonna be in our residential school this next weekend to study English. So maybe I'll keep my work like teacher assistant like that to help my teachers at Hama teach the children. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, so just a couple of little errors. When you said usually, that second sound is like j, but I think you're saying it like z. So you're saying like usually, but usually. Just try that, usually.
Usually.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, usually. Okay. I might have misheard it. It's possible. You said in special occasions. You want on special occasions.
Okay.
Right. We use on for days and dates. So on New Year's Day or on special occasions. Okay. So that's the end of the part 1. On the whole, I think you've got a really high level of English. The pronunciation's really nice, and I'd be thinking that you'd be getting 7 or higher on your test. You should be able to get to 6.5, no problems, right? But anyway, let's keep going because that's only part 1. We want to do part 2 and 3 and just see if any problems come out or I might just have some more suggestions for you. So I'm going to give you the topic. Have you done the test before? Do you know what happens in part 2 of the test?
Yeah, I do know.
All right, you do know. Okay, that's good. So I'm giving you a topic. I've put it into the chat. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I see.
All right, so do you see the question? It says, describe a childhood friend of yours. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So you want to pick who this person is, and then you want to plan 4 main things to say about this person, 3 or 4 main things that you want to say about them. All right, so I'll give you 1 minute to prepare your answer.
Okay.
All right, can you start speaking now, please?
Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to tell you about my child friend. She also my best friend. Yeah. She's the same age with me, and she's like from the same hometown with me too. We went to secondary school together. That's why we knew each other. And we studied in the same class for 4 years long, but it didn't take us that long to get close to each other, because we almost immediately became best friends after entering secondary school, because we have a lot of things in common. So she's kind of a shy and not a public person, so she hates going out.
All right, so I think you all found out what that mistake was. The candidate uses the word like, and this word is used excessively. Now, I want to make a couple of comments about this word like. So, first of all, the candidate is overusing the word like. This in itself is negative. It's not great to be using the same word repetitively. The examiner is looking to see that you have a wide range of vocabulary, and it's clear with this candidate that she's stuck on this word like, and that would have a negative influence on her score. It can't be missed. It's being used so many times. Now, the other issue that I have with this word like and the way that like is being used, kind of as a filling phrase, just like filling phrases are things like well, actually. They don't really have any real purpose, but they're used in everyday conversation sometimes. Now, the way the candidate is using it is something that I call Teamspeak. It's the way teenagers or young people speak, and that's fine when you're speaking with another teenager or a young person. It'll seem perfectly natural, and that's a great way to speak. And it is good to speak in a natural way in the test. You get rewarded for that under vocabulary. However, in this situation, we have a young person, a teenager, speaking to an examiner who's not a teenager. In this case, it's inappropriate to be using this word like in this way as a kind of teen speak. So it's inappropriate, so it has negative consequences for the vocabulary score. Now, this is in addition to it being used repetitively, so it's kind of like a double impact. The word's been used excessively, down comes our vocabulary. Not only that, but the word is inappropriate in the context of a test, down comes the score again. Okay, so you do get rewarded for having sort of colloquial and natural speech, but it has to be appropriate for the situation, and the word like as a filling phrase is not. It's not going to be kind of acceptable or appropriate for your speaking test. So be careful not to have words like this in your speaking test. If you liked this video, please subscribe, and that way you'll be able to keep in touch with me and get notifications of any new videos as I make them. Finally, good luck with your studies. I hope that you're able to learn from these videos and from other sources, and I hope that you're going to get the score that you need in your test.